The five men in the Titanic submarine. If you didn't hear about that, first of all, you're probably under a fucking rock. But bunch of rich dudes wanted to go see the bottom of the ocean. They did. But anyways, before they did, they experienced about a mile and a half, 5-minute free fall through the depths of the Atlantic Ocean in a submarine. To paint a picture as to what this would have felt like, imagine your rich-ass stepfather convinces you to go sit yourself in a pressurized tube and sink to the bottom of the ocean. You're about to go back up because this shit's about to fucking blow the fuck up, and then you just start falling. You would hear the alarms and the red flashing lights from the sensors that indicate a structural failure. There'd be a lot of shaking and because of the structural failure. And also there'd probably be like human biomatter from barf or poop or something all over the place. And you're just falling, and all of a sudden, before a single synapse in your brain could recognize what happened, your body would be sent from the complexity of the living realm to the chemical realm. I swear to God, bro, bone marrow would be spread out miles throughout the Atlantic before a single synapse would be able to fire. You wouldn't even know that your, shit is not even inside of your head anymore. Like, you're just, it's gone. And this shit got me pondering, you know? This event was created solely by the misdeeds of humans. Like, it's completely human-oriented event, and it's kind of like a psychological horror anime type shit, bro. Psychological horror anime. It's like these men inside the submarine got hit with the fucking wrath of God. Like, they experienced what a newborn baby underneath the landing site of the Hiroshima bomb would have experienced. And they just did that for shits and giggles. Like, obviously they didn't know what was gonna happen. But it's like, the point of this hook or intro or whatever it is to say that we have created these situations that we all seem to be putting ourselves in that are, kind of like a mixture of any 1900s, like, sci-fi Futurama novel type shit. And they're never good. It's always very dystopian. Like, for example, maybe the 14-year-old white suburban kid at the Travis Scott concert who ended up getting, fucking obliterated by these, $500 tickets he bought. Just absolutely stomped the fuck out. Like, not even alive anymore. Because he died. Rest his soul. But yeah, I feel like we intentionally create a world we make. Like, we evolve and create these new technologies that allow us to put ourselves in these new situations, which somehow always find a new way to either A, kill us, or B, make our lives more miserable and dog shit. And we are on point with that. Because, you'd think what we'd do, if we did something that was dog shit and we hated, we'd, stop doing it. But we don't. We just keep doing it. And, this feeling that I'm trying to evoke here is, think of any of the things that you put above your own psychological well-being. Like, money, pride, fame, sex. Us humans will create these circumstances to get these things that are absolutely fucking miserable. Like terrible levels of shit. Like our food systems, our political systems. Have you seen the inside of a government building? Like, that shit's just, our road systems? Dude, I swear to God, we're not supposed to be stuck in traffic. This shit is not built for us. I'm not quite itching to put myself in the middle of a particle accelerator or try to tickle the sea floor in a pressurized tube. However, I will be experiencing this dystopian fear, this cold sweat that really just makes me want to pick up a rock and just throw it through the window of a family general to experience the dystopian bureaucracy of the legal system. You know, I want my ears to start ringing and my vision to get blurry. When I realize that, if I work 50-hour weeks every single week for the next 40 years, maybe someday I could retire. Something like that, you know? And we're going to be examining this far-off removed environment in the form of pharmacies. If you took on, a caveman from, or like an individual from, 3, 4, 5,000 years ago, and you tossed him in a CVS in Baltimore, it would end in several casualties, and I don't think that individual is walking out alive. And somehow, like, if this individual does survive this event, they're gonna have to, like, be stuck with a life of being tested for $75 by some college's science team for fucking data on their DNA, and shitty book deals where they'll have to go for signings at a Barnes and Noble with, like, 3 people in it. I'm trying to give you this in-depth glance into what going into one of these pharmacies is like. I have ample experience with pharmacies. Way too much fucking experience with pharmacies. POV. 12-year-old Brooks. You need your Adderall. And you need your benzos. I mean, you're a 12-year-old. You got your adolescent developing brain. These adults say they make you feel better. And you sure as hell know that when you don't take them, you don't feel great. So you're going into this Walgreens, right? The first thing you're experiencing is about this half an acre to a acre of just asphalt with like 3 fucking cars sitting there. And there's also probably going to be a line around the building of cars for just lazy-ass bozos who don't want to go inside. You typically walk up to these censored doors, and it's really sketch because like they're not great. So like you'll walk up to them and you'll have to like slow down your pacing because like you'll just walk into the door otherwise, and you have to just wait for it to like sense you and then open up. And there's 2 sets of these, which is nice, I guess. So you can stay nice and warm when you're inside of the store. S tier shit. You walk in there, and if you look in front of you, there's copious amounts of shelves of just bullshit, bro. Shelves, and they're all in these, like, nice little orderly rows. And there's, like, nothing else, just shelves. On the left of you, you got some motherfucker making, like, $13.60 an hour, and the boy really doesn't want to be here. And he's eyeing you up and down. It's just a nerve-wracking experience. And it's not helped by the fact that when you look up, there's this television screen right above you with yourself on it, so you can truly look at yourself and say, damn, this is rock bottom, bro. I am wearing sweatpants out in public. And you know what? That's okay, but, like, I look like I haven't changed my clothes in 4 days. And you can look at that and you can, like, reflect on yourself in that mirror. And it's great because it's supposed to prevent stealing, but I think it also actually increases suicide rates. So... that's really fucking fun. And if you continue to look back, you'd also see a massive glass screen on the back wall of the store, so anyone can see anyone in the store at all times. So that motherfucker making $13.50, he'll be watching you like the fucking Blair Witch if you're walking through her woods, bro. And there's also sometimes like these mirrors on top of the ceiling, which also kind of help with that, like, prison dystopian feel where you're being watched just to make sure you won't steal some, like, Pampers diapers because your, like, child has child rash and they've been using the same fucking diaper for 3 days in a row now. But, yeah, it's really great. I think they take the design from maximum security prisons or Auschwitz. It's very impressive. It makes you somehow fear the man who doesn't give less of a fuck about his job. Like, you're looking at that guy and you know he doesn't care at all. Like, you could walk out with anything and he wouldn't do a thing. But it just instills this fear of God into you because he could be watching you at any point throughout your stay at this Walgreens. There's like 4 different things beeping right now, and you don't know what the fuck they are. 2 of them are probably printing things, and who knows what the other is. On the far left side of the building, next to the printing area, where you can pay them $15 to print something that costs them about $2 to print, and they're somehow manage to like fuck up the image too. Like, you'll put the image in the middle, and they'll put it off to the side a little bit. So, like, there's pros and cons of not being able to afford your own printer. With the pros being that you have to go to a Walgreens and spend $15 on a stupid piece of paper that is not quite cropped correctly. And right past that, if you just kept walking, on the left side is a massive shelf of these little plastic bottles of liquid. And inside these liquids contain chemicals, formulas that we won't even understand the health effects of for another, like, 140 years. the shit that is in those beverages, like, quite frankly, it's astonishing. And I believe if you drink more than 4 or 5 of them, you'd end up having some spiritual experience on par with that of like prophets, like in biblical times. If you just drink like 4 prime energy drinks and like a bang. Yeah. And then, if you tried to continue going down this hall, you would struggle because the pharmacy line is actually coming all the way from the pharmacy through the front of the building. You can actually see it when you first enter. It's a really beautiful thing watching like a line of 50 people, which you're like, okay, where are your cars? The parking lot's empty. Why are there like 50 fucking people here waiting for pills? I mean, you know, it's really hard when you go to the doctors and they get you addicted to like Oxycontin, because you know there's not really many other options. You just kind of have to wait in this fucking line. Get your Oxycontin. Pray that your insurance goes through. If you look in the back of the pharmacy, there's 3 people working. 2 of them have been working there for longer than a week. There's 1 supervisor, and they're in the back doing nothing, as the other 2 are actually running the pharmacy area. And basically what they'll be doing is struggling to take orders from the fiends who are yelling about the fact that their insurance isn't paying for their Oxycontin. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They barely speak English, and they've been working here for a week and a half. They'll try to get you your Oxycontin, though. The ceiling is glaring with these dog shit LED lights, and there's this buzz, and they really make you think that these like lights kind of double as like a bug repellent, which kind of explains why there's like never any mosquitoes around them. Now that I think about it, maybe it's the buzzing. Is it a tactical buzz? Because why the fuck do they make him buzz so loud? Like, these lights don't buzz. You know what I'm saying? Why do they buzz when you go to a Walgreens?
Fridges?
No, but I swear the lights make noise. You've heard, like, school lights, like the big LEDs, right? They go... You cover... She's covering her ears.
Earrings are jiggling and I don't want the sound to pick it up.
Bet. I won't. My microphone's over here in my hand. But, real quick, in my last video, I said I knew I was gonna make a video about this time. I lied. It was gonna be about dog shit, TikTok live streams. It's already been done a bunch, so I tried to force myself to do something original, something a little funsy, and it ended up being dog shit, so, you know, enjoy, but I try. I really do. I put my effort into, like, making fun content, you know, like, trying to put some unique human thought into the void. So hyped to get 4 fucking views on this shit. I'm gonna use this time to plug my EP and my Instagram. The links to both that EP, which is music, for those of you who are stupid children. Those links will be in the description. I have a link tree. There's gonna be 1 link down there. If you click it, it'll tell you all of the other places you can go. So you can see, like, music. I want to do that. Instagram. I'll follow him on Instagram, and that would be very much appreciated, because I would like to be able to feed myself someday. First thing I realized was the vast quantity of the same fucking thing that may or may not actually work, packaged in the same but slightly different plastic packaging. It's really cool, actually. Like, here is this wall of toothpastes. Will any one of these toothpastes have a different effect on your teeth than any other? Probably the fuck not. I mean, there's 700 different options for funsies, though, which is nice. I mean, I guess that's got to be beneficial in some ways, right? But, I mean, I feel like that's excessive. Like, you got to admit, there's an excessive quantity of toothpastes here.
And, like, none local.
Yeah, it's all just, like, Crest. It's the same fucking, like, 2 brands. Yeah, a lot of them just have, like fabricated functions. Like, there's some of these toothpastes that claim that they make your teeth whiter, but if you look at the active ingredients, they're the exact same, which is really funny, because that means they don't make your teeth any whiter than normal toothpaste, so you get pranked, losers. Does any of this stuff work? According to them, Yes. There'll be these racks of $6,000 worth of creams that don't fix an issue, but are claiming to fix an issue that isn't really an issue. It's just an issue that we created as a society and said that we need to fix in order to sell $6,000 of creams. It's a really interesting self-perpetuating cycle. Like, for example, the women's butt dimple shaving, like those things, cellulite cream, they don't do shit. Like, cellulite isn't an issue, first of all. And second of all, no, it's literally not. It's just it's just skin. It's just how skin works. And second of all, it can't be fixed. So anytime you walk past a cellulose fucking product aisle, they're just selling you snake oil. Fun fact. Same thing with shaving. Shaving isn't like an actual thing that needs to be done. They just created an issue and then sold you a solution. And that's what most of Walgreens is. That and Oxycontin. Isn't that great?
To them with an issue. They gave you an issue.
I hope you know all of the pharmacies are the exact same. CVS, Oxycontin. I'm in Colorado right now, so we have Walgreens. Wait, I said Oxycontin as if it was a synonym of CVS and Walgreens. Well, the pharmacies in the U.S. are all the fucking same. It's the point. They have the same basic format because that's how they make their money. Even local pharmacies copied the big ones because, again, it's the most effective model. And you know, the funny thing is, the really funny thing is, you know, you might trust the Oxycontin dealer known as Walgreens. However, the FDA has issued several warnings to Walgreens about their continual selling of provingly dangerous products. Not just useless, but actually hazardous products. I'll toss these FDA lawsuits up on the screen for you. There's multiple lawsuits. The government really seems to beef with them. Ohio sued them for the opioid crisis. So did Texas. And Sacramento. Cali. And there's also a news headline I see here about a pregnant woman accused of shoplifting being shot by a Walgreens employee. Maybe if his boss wasn't stealing from him, which is also canon, he'd be in a better mood. Yeah, I love waking up and, you know, living my every move willingly or completely subconsciously for the good of the shareholders. So when I wake up, I want to say, yes, I want to wait in a fucking Walgreens line for 45 minutes so I can get my Oxycontin for the good of the shareholders. Whose shares are we talking about specifically? Besides Walgreens, we're going to be looking at that. I know, bro. I went to their specifically their body wash aisle because they have an obscene amount of body wash. I think it was the largest selection of one specific fucking thing that I saw at the store. It was this one. You saw me spending time editing that, right? Yeah, no, that's a lot of fucking body wash. Like, there's a couple different uses, but mostly it's just body wash. It's like the same thing. And I wanted to see, like, it seems like there are a lot of these cool brands, you know, that look like nice and unique. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to Google who owns these little nice, you know, unique small brands. Turns out it was like the same 6 fucking companies, believe it or not. Here, let me try to find out where it is. Oh, and this isn't a Walgreens exclusive issue. Costco, Amazon, Walmart, Kroger, all the same bullshit. We have no mass alternatives if you were about to get hopeful or something. And every one of these massive companies would flood your neighborhood with crack if they could get away with it, and it would also increase their turnover next quarter. You know, I gotta follow the money here. So he was following the strings. So if you look at, I'm gonna toss it up on my screen actually, that little graphic I made. Red is Parker and Gamble. Green is Walgreens. They have a lot of off-brand products, which we'll get into later. Blue is Colgate. Yes, we're looking at fucking body wash. Purple is Unilevel. Pink is Dial Soap or Henkel. Orange is S.C. Johnson, the family company, who has also been hit with quite a few lawsuits for killing babies. So, I mean, it's funny how they own quite a few of these soap brands that don't have their name on it at all. Like, you think you're just buying some soap, But nah, you're funding baby genocide. Get trolled, loser. Light blue is Belfodor Global. I think it's fucking German. Fuck the Nazis. It's kosher. Fuck Kanye West. Lick my hairy scrotum. Lick my white cock, Kanye West. Cracker ass. That's all politically canon now. That's crazy. I love how I can say that. That's definitely politically canon. What are you talking about? Yellow is L'Oreal, black is Gold Bond, and white is independent. As you can see, there's not a lot of independent brands represented in this diagram here. Not a lot at all. I also did the lotion aisle because... What? No, I just use a lot of lotion, bro. I'm not even on the script. I'm just making. I'm not even on the script. Like 90% of 90% of my jokes aren't on the script at all. Lotion aisle. Orange is S.C. Johnson. Green is still Walgreens. Purple is still Unilevel. Blue is still Belfodor Global. Pink is actually a different company that specializes in lotions, KAO. Brown is Gold Bond, and red is Gorilla Glue. They own lotions. They own lotions, which I think is funny. Not a lot, but they own like this one lotion brand. It's the Working Hands. Yeah, the Working Hands. You know the one I'm talking about? We had it at the Jimmy John's for a while. The cream in the back. It's like a little container of green. You scoop out the cream. Yeah, it's that shit. That's owned by Gorilla Glue.
I think it was really good lotion.
Yeah. And pretty much everything else on here except KAO is owned by the same ones who own the soap because... Why not? You know? Why? I mean, they know how to make... If they don't make soap so well, I can probably make lotion too, right? Or baby formula. Without it killing the babies. Right? Dead baby jokes. None of this was on the script. Me going off script with the dead baby jokes. Stick to the script, man. Stick to the script. I'd be a terrible politician. Holy shit. Okay, I also want to explain. Oh, so I was going to get into the topic of their Walgreens original products, and they're interesting. I did walk through the aisle of penis and vagina ointments and syringes and lotions and wraps and liquids and solids and powders and goos and all of like the little test strips and all of that. Walgreens has 4 different types of vaginal itch relief cream, which I think is great. Shout out to women. And what we see here, ladies and gentlemen, is the peak strong economic market. This is an economy that everyone's eating, especially the rich people. That was on the script. Not the shout out to women part necessarily. I didn't know how to end it. It's bullet points, okay? Shout out to women. No, but
I feel like women mostly need vaginal itching creams because of men.
My bad. Oh yeah, there was also what was those one things I wanted to see? Oh yeah. They have the off-brand Plan Bs, the take actions. Dude,
That's what I use.
when? Oh, I bought that for you? So this whole joke was just gonna be making fun of myself. 'Cause on the script I was making fun of broke men who buy the off-brand Plan B for their woman.
Inch. Why? This isn't. She started. She just.
If it wasn't $50, I would definitely invest because it would have been really fun. It would have been really interesting. Just to have to like be able to line that shit up in comparison to like other dudes. Just like either make me feel like super cool or super bad, one of the two. I think it's good to be more, right? And I feel like that's kind of like one of the few things that we know humans are supposed to do. It's reproduce, right? So, I mean, I think more fertile is probably good. Is that an L take? Three,
Woman.
three,
No. W.
woman. Did you just call me a woman?
You're fertile.
They have the test, bro. Men don't care about fertility. That's why they have these $50 test strips at Walgreens.
Woke ass.
So woke. Speaking of wokeness, the R-tone band-aids is great. R-tone. I like how they have the normal band-aids and then they have the R-tone band-aids. And it's funny because the normal tone isn't their tone. Which is really funny because you think if their tone was the darker color, the normal band-aids would be darker. So it's making me think who the R is talking about. Is it talking about the brand Band-Aid? Can a brand be black? Do brands have race? Is that post-production Brooks here? Turns out that the brand Band-Aid just hired black people to design Band-Aids, and then they called it R-tone Band-Aids. So it was actually just a white person telling a black person that they need this product. It wasn't like a black created project. So yeah, this pretty much makes the entire point I'm about to make redundant, but yeah. What this is implying? There's so many questions. R-tone. Do black people look at that shit and feel like they're being included? Like, do they feel like it's inclusive, or does it feel insulting? Like, I feel like that's insulting, right? Like, I feel like that's fucking stupid. Like, I feel like if I was black, that would be annoying to see.
I feel like Band-Aids aren't really white person colored anyways. They're kind of like tan.
Yeah. I mean, it depends on the white person for sure. Maybe Middle Eastern.
Yeah.
Indian. Eastern European. Southern Eastern European, like Turkey area maybe. But I think it's stupid how they have like an offshoot co-brand of Band-Aid where it's just black people Band-Aids. And it's R-tone.
It's to be inclusive.
R-tone. Not their tone, R-tone. What does that mean? Who is them? Who is the R that is being referred to? Who is the black person that is the R in the R tone?
Maybe look that up. Maybe there's a person.
I don't think so. I think it's just a faceless company with a bunch of rich white people behind it. That's my take. And they try to get sales because R tone, inclusive, by the black band-aids, because black people exist, so they get more sales if they have black band-aids. Or something. I don't know. It's some fucking political like marketing move. I don't see how anyone would actually feel like it's inclusive to them though. Like, would anyone see that and be like, "Oh, I'm so glad"? That's the type of shit that would make Dr. Martin Luther King tear up. That's exactly what his dream was. To be marketed as R-tone band-aids.
He probably like.
He's probably rolling in his fucking grave, bro. He's probably pissed right now. Oh yeah, they also have the so what I was talking about is Walgreens has basically they'll try to mimic the exact same product as a different brand, like with their containers and shit. Like the way they brand a specific product and even like what they use in it is trying to mimic another product most of the time. So let's go back to these mint mouthwashes. You can see that there are several different unique mouthwashes that are all mint flavored that Walgreens is trying to copy, and they actually have unique bottles, unique labels, and unique ingredients in all of these mouthwashes, even though it's the same flavor of mouthwash. But they're targeting a specific company so Walgreens can take the sales from that company by making an off-brand of that specific mint mouthwash as opposed to the other mint mouthwash. That's why they have 4 different mint mouthwashes from Walgreens brands. It's because they're marketed opposed to it, to compete with another brand, and it just leads to way too fucking much mouthwash, mint mouthwash in specific. There shouldn't be 5 fucking types of Walgreens mint mouthwash. Can we agree that that's too many? Okay, I'm glad I'm not fucking insane here. However, what I do really approve of is this Walgreens Sleep Aid Pain Relief Z-Quil knockoff, because that saves me $2 on drinking a fucking bottle of Z-Quil. So it's the same thing, and if I'm gonna drink it in an hour and a half anyways, might as well save the $2. Oh yeah, and the last thing I want to say is while I was editing this video, I wanted to bring this up. The app I was using to make the colorized Who Owns the Lotion and Body Wash, the app I was using was PixArt, and they have a AI and a publish feature. So if I search Walgreens on the app, they have some very unique images that pop up. You want to come here and see it? Okay, sneak behind. They're pretty bad. It's weird. Yeah, I don't know what they are doing.
What?
I don't
That's
think
horrible.
neither of them have shirts.
That's great.
They don't look quite right. Look at his face, bro. He looks geeked the fuck out. It's so weird. Is that Billie Eilish photoshopped onto a Walgreens?
Yes.
And is that Ice Spice with purple flowy hair?
Yes. Yes, it is.
That's health. Look at this hellscape, bro. This shit's miserable. It's so bad.
That's what I imagine. When
What
I
is
imagine
this?
Walgreens.
Why is there so much like sexual like nudity? Yeah, it's fire, normal photos, and AI hellscapes. I don't. That's just kind of the modern life, though, isn't it? Anyways, subscribe, like the video, check out the links in the description. Yerd. Thanks for checking in as I give you the rundown of my experience at a Walgreens. I fucking hate Walgreens.